Hey, welcome. You know, making a great first impression is huge, right? Especially when you're learning a new language. So today, we're going to break down English greetings and introductions step by step. By the end of this, you'll be able to walk into any room feeling way more confident. Sound good? Let's dive in. Okay, so picture this. You walk into a new classroom. You see all these new faces. That feeling, right? It can be a little nerve-wracking. You want to say something, be friendly, but your mind just goes blank. What's the first thing you're supposed to say? Well, don't worry. That's exactly what we're going to figure out today. So before we get into the how, let's talk about the why. Why do greetings matter so much anyway? I love this idea. They're small words, but they open big doors. Just think about that for a second. One simple hello could be the start of a brand new friendship. They really aren't just words, are they? They're kind of like little invitations to connect with someone. Yeah, exactly. When you greet someone, you're not just saying a word, you're actually communicating a lot more. You're showing respect, you're showing that you're polite, that you're friendly. You're basically setting a really positive tone for whatever conversation is about to happen. Okay, let's get practical. It's time to start building your skills. And we're going to start with the absolute basics, the foundation of it all. Just saying hello. Now, here's a great tip to sound even more natural. You can actually match your greeting to the time of day. So anytime before noon, you'd say, good morning. Then from around 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., it's good afternoon. And once it gets past 6 o'clock in the evening, you switch to good evening. All right, listen up, because this one is super important and a lot of people get it mixed up. Good evening is what you say when you arrive somewhere at night. It's a hello. Good night, on the other hand, is what you say when you're leaving. It's a goodbye. It seems like a tiny difference, but trust me, it's a big deal. Okay, so you've said hello? Nailed it. What's next? Well, the most natural next step is to introduce yourself, right? So let's look at a couple of really great ways to do that. Honestly, this is probably the most common and natural sounding way to do it. Just, I'm Luke. It's simple, it's direct, it's friendly. Why don't you try it right now? Just say I'm and then your name. Go on. Feels good, right? Super natural. And here's the other classic way to do it. My name is Billy. Now, this one sounds maybe a tiny bit more formal than I'm, but it's absolutely correct, and people use it all the time. So really, both I'm and my name is are fantastic choices. Okay, here's another pro tip for sounding really natural when you speak. Use contractions. Instead of saying the full I am, pretty much every native speaker is just going to say I am. Same thing with my name is. It becomes my name's. It's a small change that makes a huge difference in how smooth you sound. And of course, where you are and who you're talking to really matters. It's all about context. You know, with your friends, you can be super casual, like, hi, I'm Carla. But in a more formal situation, say with a teacher, you'd want to be a bit more polite. Good morning, my name is Mr. Santos. It's all about reading the room. Awesome. You've said hello, you've introduced yourself, but conversation is a two-way street, right? What happens when someone introduces themselves to you? What you say next is super important to keep that conversation alive. Okay, you're going to want to remember this one. This is the golden phrase. Nice to meet you. After someone shares their name, this is the perfect thing to say back. It's polite, it's friendly, it just works every single time. Let's practice. Nice to meet you. Perfect. All right, so every good conversation has a beginning, but it also has an end. So once you've had that great chat, how do you wrap things up in a polite way? Here are a few really simple go-to phrases. You've got the classic goodbye, you can never go wrong with that. See you later is a great one, a little more casual and friendly. And of course, remember our rule, good night is what you say when you're leaving at night. Got it? Okay, it's time to put it all together. Let's go back to that moment from the very beginning. Walking into that new classroom. But this time, it's different. This time, you know exactly what to do. You've got all the tools you need. Just look at how easy this can be. The teacher says, good morning, what's your name? You say, good morning right back. Then, I'm, and you say your name, and you finish with, nice to meet you. See? 4 simple steps, and boom, you've had a successful conversation. And just like that, you did it. Seriously. By following those simple little steps, you've already had a successful first English conversation. That is awesome. And doesn't it feel great? Okay, so you've got the knowledge now, but the really important part, the next step, is actually using it.
That's how you make these skills stick. So the big question is, are you ready for a little challenge?
All right, here it is, your challenge. Sometime today, I want you to try and use 3 greetings. Just say hi, good morning, and nice to meet you to someone. And if you want an extra boost of confidence, pull out your phone, hit record, and say, hello, I'm, and then your name. I bet you'll be surprised at just how great you sound. Now go on, go out there and start opening those big doors.